What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Cody back with another video, man. And today, you already know how I'm coming in this video, man. We got to talk about, my guy, the GOAT, Blackbeard. Of course, a lot of you people don't like Blackbeard, but, I actually like Blackbeard, even though I hate that he got Ace killed. A lot of people don't too much care for Blackbeard, being that he may be the final boss, final villain, whatever the case may be. But I actually like Blackbeard, and I like how, he's a behind the scenes kind of villain, and his strategic, plots and plans and that thing of that such nature. But we're gonna break down today in this video. Well, not break down, but discuss pretty much what I feel, because I've been seeing a lot of theories on what Blackbeard possibly may or may not be doing, and it's one that kind of resonated with me that I seen, and it's pretty much of course we are what we already got from Blackbeard, and what we've seen so far. Of course, he has Garp as a bargaining chip that he's going to potentially use in his discussions with the world government, of course, which I really still want to see how that plays out and pans out. But granted that Emu's in Elbath right now, and uh he already has one of his crew members, because I can't never think of that crew member's name. I'll probably put his name in the video, of course, or put a description or picture of him in the video. But I can't think of his name right now off the bat. That's sad to say. But, I know he's one of his, uh top, pirates of whatever, which, in his command. And, they've been, surveying the Holy Land or whatever the case. And like I said, this is a theory that resonates with me, that I feel like it's potentially going to happen. And of course, I feel like while Emu's in Elbath, Blackbeard is going to pull up to the world government. He's going to be in the flower garden waiting on Emu to get back. Me personally, that's what I feel like he's going to do. Because of course, as we already know, the Revolution Army is blowing up they little conveyor belts to bring up food, waters, and supplies of that such nature to the Holy Land. And they pretty much starving them out. The celestial dragons don't know what to do. They up there starving and dying of thirst. Well, I ain't gonna. Well, some of them probably have died, but they probably haven't. But they're pretty much they gotta keep their rations to a minimum, and they ain't used to that kind of treatment. But excuse me. But like I said, I feel like he's gonna be in the flower garden, infiltrate his way there. But with that being said, he'll have to go through, the five elders. I feel like he's gonna have to go through the five elders, Shamrock, Akainu, those are a lot of heavy hitters he'll have to go through. But given, I cannot, the guy, he has the warp fruit. I can't think of his name right now. I can't think of none of their names right now. But like I said, I'll put a picture of him up too. But like I said, then on top of, yeah, I I feel like he's gonna break in there. Of course, simply because I feel like he's gonna use the guy that uses the warp fruit, and I can't think of none of his commanders' names right now. And the woman that uses the nine-tail fox mythological zone fruit, because she touched uh I cannot think of the girl's name that he took, Saturn. She touched Saturn, and of course she can, you know, transform into that person, like pretty much like Bon Clay can, you know. So she gonna shapeshift into, you know, Saint Saturn. That's possibly how they gonna get in there, and they won't have to too much do no fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like personally, she's gonna shapeshift into, you know, Saturn. Old buddy's gonna use the warper fruit to, you know, get them there, that kind of thing. And, you know, potentially he's gonna be in the flower garden waiting on Emu's return. And that's where, because I'm pretty sure Emu's gonna be in a weakened state after fighting Luffy. Of course, this is getting ahead of, you know, some of the chapters, because I feel like Luffy's going to, you know, figure out how to really, you know, use his fruit, his devil fruit, and, you know, use his power of imagination. And he's gonna send Emu packing back to the Holy Land. And when Emu gets there, I honestly feel in my heart of hearts that Blackbeard will probably be there, and he's going to take Emu's devil fruit. Do you understand how sick that would be? He already has a Paramecia type devil fruit, a Logia type, and now he's gonna have a mythological, you know, possible zone type devil fruit. He will have each class of devil fruit, and that because, you know, I feel like he's gonna get a third devil fruit simply because, you know, if you think about it, he has kind of a split personality from, you know, if you go back a few chapters and a few episodes. I can't think of the episode and I can't think of the chapter. I might drop those in here. But, you know, Luffy and Zoro sat there and said, we, not they didn't say him. They said more like we when they were describing Blackbeard. So he possibly may have more than, you know, one soul, or, you know, split personality. And then on top of, I say that all to say because on his, you know, his pirate flag is 3 skulls instead of 1. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I'm, you know, just giving my thoughts and theory to why I feel like he's gonna have 3 devil fruits. Cause, you know, he's got 2 already. And, you know, his black pirate ship flag has 3 skulls on it. So, you know, it kind of, that's why I kind of feel that way. And it's just, like I said, this is all theory based. Me personally giving my opinion, thoughts, and theories. But in my heart of hearts, I feel like that's a possibility because, you know, Rock said he'll, you know, return. So, of course, Blackbeard is Rock's son, you know, father like son type thing. But, you know, you guys comment down below. You tell me what you guys feel or think Blackbeard may or may not do. Or what's your theory or thoughts that Blackbeard may do? You know what I'm saying? Let's discuss it. Let's chop it up. Comment down below. But we'll do more videos like this along as we go on. And like I always say, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Peace.